Hey everyone, today I'm just going to do some general all signs, Aries to Pisces, time-stamped in the description box for you. Just some Moonology advice and some ISIPS advice for you. It should be for any high aspected placement, so start with your star sign and then go from there. So it could be for just about anything at this point. Really just depends on what cards come out, right? Whatever resonates for you at this time or whenever you see this video. All right, so let's get started. Aries coming up. All right, Aries, you have full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. So the timing on this could be the full moon, this last full moon in Pisces, or the next one coming up, or you could be dealing with the Pisces or someone with the moon in Pisces, okay? All right. Have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goal. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Attuned to the moon. Meditate every day and see what comes to you. Answers will come. Additional meanings for the card. You're in a super romantic but not super realistic state. Follow your intuition. It won't let you down. At worst, this card can herald the end of a dream. The person you're inquiring about is a soulmate. Avoid substance abuse. The teaching. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so the full moon in Pisces symbolically marks endings. When the moon is full in Pisces, or whenever this card is pulled, it's a time to dive deep into your emotions. Practicality is at odds with the numinous Piscean energies that have no borders, so feel your way now. Psychic ability is heightened when the full moon is in Pisces, and soulmates now connect. It's also time to send out your dreams to the universe, releasing your fears. And your advice from Isis is Serpent of Fire. Do not assess your current ability based on past standards. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have been before. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of, and Isis helps you now, or whichever ascended master you want to call on. You don't have to call on Isis, although, truth be told, she's a boss bitch. Fully endorse her. All right, there you go, Aries. All right, Taurus, you have waning moon. What do you need to release? The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked, for better or worse, and it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and winter of the cycle. So what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're thinking about. This card could be very positive, but could also still be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. Attuned to the moon. It's safe to let go and move on. Additional meanings. Move forward with as little resistance as possible. This is not the time to start new projects. Releasing emotional baggage is recommended now. Say sorry to someone. Do energetic work such as meditation or yoga. Soon you will see what lies ahead. The teaching. At the time of the waning cycle, take a moment to look up in the skies every night. You will see the moon growing smaller and smaller as she moves from full to new again. It's the time when things are falling away. It's certainly not the time to cling on to anyone or anything. Drawing this card suggests your situation is in an autumn or winter phase, so hunker down and start the regeneration process. And your advice from Isis is Truths Unveiled. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you, when you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you're intuitively sensing that all is not as appears to be. Trust what you feel, not what appears to be. So you'll know what needs to be released because you'll feel that it doesn't sit right, you know? Okay, Gemini. You have full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Let's get that to focus better. That was weird. Okay, let me get to that page real quick. I'm going to read the whole thing in case something will resonate for you, okay? All right, there we go. Found it. Sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic, and sometimes you need to be practical, and sometimes you need to find a combination of the two. This card suggests that this is where you are now. You need to use the laws of attraction to draw in what you want by imagining it, expecting it, welcoming it, but you need to balance that with taking down-to-earth steps towards your goals. This isn't about wishing on the moon and hoping for the best. It's about making something like a list of bullet points about how to achieve your dreams. If you're asking about money, this card heralds a change of financial fortunes depending on both your past actions and what you're expecting and therefore attracting. Attuned to the moon. Write down 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. Positive manifestation, right? Additional meanings for this card. Laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. Sometimes we just need to light a fire, match under our butt, right? I know, us Geminis, we can be like, oh, we want to do all these things, but I don't want to do anything. Do I have to? We're such children, aren't we? We are the youngest of the astrological calendar, technically, so in terms of just maturity levels. But, we're fun. Chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity. More exercise is called for. Guilty. I think that's my message, guys. I've been pretty lazy lately, for sure. I need to get moving. It's been hot, though. Me. The teaching. The full moon in Taurus is a time to get back to earth, to get grounded, to work through any negative feelings you've been dealing with, and to find a balance between being passionate and being overly intense. Money issues may come to a head at the time of the full moon in Taurus, but you can take this card as a sign to pay more attention to your cash flow no matter when you draw it. That's just a general good idea. Treat every day with regard to your finances like it's full moon in Taurus, right? All right. And your advice from Isis, and that's also set on the card too. The brother in darkness. Now, if you know the story, this one makes a lot of sense. There was a lot of dissension between Isis and her twin flame Osiris and his brother Set. Okay, so she had to take care of some business. All right, the brother in darkness. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. You shall overcome any negative energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. And usually this card to me also taps into your own personal masculine energy. So it's like if you're having difficulty balancing things out and having that dream versus practical plan or being needed to be balanced out, that's usually an indication too for me that my masculine and feminine energy might need a little bit of an alignment, a realignment. So it would be good to kind of go ahead and assess that as well. If any readings pop up for the energy readings with regards to that, then that might be a good thing to follow from here on out, okay? All right. All right, Cancer. You have hold your vision. Fixed moon. There are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about or thinking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break the deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. Attuned to the moon. Yes, just say the word a lot and see how it feels. There's other meanings to this card too. Just a little simple. Staying in power, faith, or patience are needed, so that's a good heads up. Someone needs to back down. Avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship will be enduring. The teaching. In astrology, there are three quadruplicities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The fixed signs can be stubborn, so anything that's just starting as you draw this card may well last longer. Remember, we each all have the star signs in our chart. It's just the way the astrological wheel works. So there's no judgment when we say that while it's admirable how much staying power the fixed signs have, they can also be obstinate. Everything's got a light and a dark side, remember, right? We just got to learn to balance and use them accordingly, right? Your advice from Isis. Goddess of 10,000 names. If you have felt constrained by a role, name, or identity and are wishing for assistance in growing beyond it, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already with you, urging your growth from within. So tap in. Perhaps the guides have a little bit of heads up on that one. Or stay tuned, there may be a message coming down the pipeline for you. I'm trying to urge Spirit to give as many messages as possible, because I know everyone's in their different, place and time and timelines and journey and path right now, and it's all chaos. So I'm here to see if we can kind of make some sense of the madness for you guys. Okay, there you go, Cancer. Now for Leo. Hey, Leo. All right. Your Moonology advice is waxing crescent moon. That could be a time frame for you as well. I don't know why it keeps doing that. There we go. Have faith in your dreams. There's a lot of purple on this card too, which suggests crown and third eye. So could also be tapping into your intuition. You do have a little transformational energy with the butterfly there and some growth with the flower, okay? So that may be significant to you. Don't give up. The situation you're thinking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the waxing crescent moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working toward whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question you're asking about or thinking about, and allow your higher self to download information to you about your next best step. There you go with all the purple. Overall, this card suggests there is every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about. So keep the faith. Attuned to the moon. I am focused on what I want. Additional meanings. Just because you can't see your dreams, it doesn't mean they're not manifesting. Don't look back. Stay focused on moving forward. Be patient as events unfold. Dig a little deeper to find more courage. The teaching. The waxing crescent moon is the second moon phase in the 8 main moon phases. But even if it's not the time of the waxing crescent moon when you pulled this card, it still suggests you need to really pursue your dreams. It's time to put your foot down hard as you chase your goals. And the advice from Isis is divine destiny. The divine warrior is within you, helping you to continue with a worthy path even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be by bringing more wisdom, focus, or intelligence, or surrendering into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. There you go, Leo. Stay tuned. There might be more bits and pieces that can help you out. But in the meantime, have faith in your dreams. All right, Virgo, you have... Oh, that's funny. Okay, you have full moon in Capricorn. This actually came out for the general quickie R signs, not all signs, the star Venus signs from Monday. You might want to go check that out because this seems pretty consistent. Okay. Full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. And just check out what that says in the book. Same exact card from that. All right. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you're wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong side to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. Attune to the moon, release control and trust the universe. Additional meanings. A professional project may be ending now. Admit that if you've ever been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed, so it's just kind of like facing your own demons, so to speak, right? Find a balance between your personal and private lives. It's time to stop fearing the worst. The teaching. The full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy, and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much-needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation, and this applies no matter when you draw the card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. And your advice from Isis is Divine Sisterhood. All right, there we go. Letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships is very wise. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts decided upon before you were born who wish to help you, and whom you can help too, as you grow together in peace and in light and wisdom. That definitely works together. So, you just got to work towards it, you know? I mean, if you've been feeling extra hermity lately, maybe it's time to come out of your box and go meet with folks, like-minded folks, and get some new ideas and get recharged again. All right, and follow that other reading from Monday, because that was all about regrouping for new beginnings too. So you might need some assistance with that one. All right, Libra, you have void of course moon. Nothing will come of this situation. All right. In a form of astrology known as horary, where an astrological chart is cast according to when the question is asked and decoded, a void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter, or this situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you're thinking about. For example, if you were worried about something, whatever it was, this card could be taken as a sign that there's nothing to worry about. However, if you're asking about a new project of any kind, including a new relationship, it's a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so that you get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you are currently creating, and you can change that with both your behavior and your beliefs. Attune to the moon. I trust in my highest good. Additional meanings for the card. The chances of something are diminishing. Something better may be around the corner. Believe that you will get what you need. Surrender to the divine. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. The teaching. The main definition of a void of course moon is when the moon won't make a major connection with any of the planets until she enters the next sign. The best thing you can do when you get this card is to chant the Sanskrit words Om Namo Narayani, which mean I surrender to the divine. Of course, then again, you can do anything similar to that you feel comfortable with, right? A void of course moon is time to just be. And your advice from Isis. Oh, it's just a good, nice little reminder, little cheerleader for you. Not of Isis. Come on now. There we go. Part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. And it could mean any ascended master for you guys too. Of course, this is an Isis-centric deck, so it's going to be all about the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to the goddess. There you go, Libra. Stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be more. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what you got here. You have full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Excellent. Let me get to that page for you. I'm going to read the whole thing in case there's something here that will click for you, okay? Libra, Libra, Libra. There you are. All right. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are all about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it is doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Attune to the moon. Let go of that which is falling away. Additional meanings for this card. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision. Time for you to focus on yourself for a while. That could also be an alternate. That actually is a blessing in disguise. In a lot of situations, it could mean rebirth, right? You gain new spiritual gifts and abilities before a new beginning happens. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. It's a good balancing act right there, right? You got a lot of balancing going on. Now is a great time for a makeover. The teaching. No matter when you pull the full moon and Libra card, it encourages you to find a balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Balance is a very Libran energy, and the full moon brings things to a peak. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the fore. Libra energy also brings love energy. Negotiations are easier. Okay. And your advice from Isis is, a transmutation poem, mantra, prayer. Pillar of light. Pillar of light burning bright, earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis, descend your blessing and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. Go ahead and write that one down if you like it, okay? I use it all the time as a verbal transmutation tool. It works. So, you're going to have some balancing out. A lot of the negative is going to be transmuted, it seems like. So, because that's what you want to end up with is unconditional love, right? In the end. All right. All right, Sagittarius. From the Moonology, you've got advice from the supermoon. Emotions are running high. I'm going to go ahead and read the whole thing in case any of it will resonate for you and help. Okay. This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asking is writ large like the silvery full moon set against the velvety night sky. If you're wondering how successful something is going to be, such a job or a relationship, the answer is very. It's like how big that moon is, right? It's huge. All right. To use common parlance, the answer to your question may well be right under your nose. This card is about being larger than life, being special and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and a positive outcome when this card comes up. But you may find there's a lot of emotion to deal with too. There's also a sense that the opportunities around whatever you're asking about don't come along every day, so take action. Attune to the moon. Success is close. I just must trust. Additional meanings. A resolution to your question is closer than you may think. And it might be right up in your face, given that moon, right? Don't ignore the obvious. Something exciting lies ahead. Make sure you don't blow events out of proportion. Speak to whomever, goddess, god, deity, ascended master, spirit guide, higher self, universe, source energy, and ask for their assistance. The teaching. A supermoon is a new or full moon that takes place when the moon is at its closest point to the Earth during its monthly orbit, an event known as perigee. If it's a full moon, the moon appears around 14% bigger at this time. The moon is known as the queen of emotions, and if you draw the moon card, regardless of when you do this, you can expect your feelings to be more highly charged. So that's also the energies around you too, right? So just be mindful of that. Whatever the situation is, just remember that. Don't think everyone's just crazy. It's just like, oh, you're just emotional because the moon is super. All right. Your advice from Isis. The Dark Healing Chamber. The most challenging task is to take courage in both hands and journey within to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. The sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, is to push us to venture inward to seek and heal the darkness within. And that does make sense. Something this strong will definitely expose any shadows that need to be dealt with, right? So it's a good thing. There may be something triggering, but flip the script on that one, because that really does give you a chance to heal something and raise your vibration once you do, right? And you clear out something that no longer serves you in your greatest, highest, most loving good, so that you make room for something that's even better. So much better. There you go, Sag. All right, Capricorn, your Moonology card is, it's time to release negative energy. I think I knocked that. There you go. Full moon in Scorpio, so you could be dealing with Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio could have happened last full moon in Scorpio or the upcoming. Place it where it fits, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read the entire selection in case there's anything in there that will assist. All right. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, what a way to start it off. Take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Perhaps it could be an energy in their field too. It could be whoever the Scorpio energy is, right? Okay. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're thinking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. 18 and up, your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. Attune to the moon. Emote. It's all better out than in. It's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. That's another meaning. So that could be a confirmation for somebody. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. The end of an argument. The teaching. The full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. All right, let's see what advice from Isis you have. Power over 7 scorpions. Next to the full moon in Scorpio. Oh, love it. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring, so as to have the power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own spoken word and will. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. And it does feel like this could very well be that magic in the other card, right? Although I'm definitely feeling more transmutation, releasing magic is necessary, right? Raising vibration energy. Perhaps a little protection too. I'm also seeing that as well. And it does look like it could be done through will and spoken word, so it doesn't even have to be a spell. It could just be a prayer. Okay? All right, there you go. All right, Pisces or Aquarius. Wow, you could be dealing with a Pisces. Let's see what Moonology card you have. New moon. A new start is coming. Let me get to that page for you. It's all about new beginnings. But I know there's more meanings to this. Okay. Where are you? There you are. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're thinking about is blessed, and you're on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way. Be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you're thinking about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something totally new and fresh is on its way. Attuned to the moon. I'll see when I believe it. Additional meanings for this card. A new start is on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dreams can manifest is working well. Forget about the past. The teaching. The new moon marks the start of the waxing cycle and the midpoint of the dark moon. It's a dark and veiled time when the moon is invisible and a time of rebirth. It's a time that witches do their work, making wishes and laying down intentions for the new cycle. An intensely magical time when it's easier to pierce the veil to other worlds. Your advice from Isis. Flower of life. You are entering a fertile period of your life, again with the rebirth. You are guided to think of yourself as a creative being and to surrender your control over how things will manifest and instead allow them to do so. Don't resist change. Instead, go with the flow and let it happen. Now is the time for your blossoming. And last but certainly not least, Pisces, you have first quarter moon. Your commitment is being tested. I'm going to go ahead and read the entire passage in case any of it might resonate for you, okay? There could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The first quarter moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount, it probably is. See how it works? Do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you, so believe in yourself. Attuned to the moon. I am committed to my dreams and move toward them with confidence. Additional meanings for the card. The answer to your question is yes, but not yet. You're halfway to your goal. You still need to put in a bit more effort. Sometimes we just need to realize how much we want something. You need to recommit to someone or something. The teaching. In the lunar cycle, the first quarter moon comes between the new moon and the full moon. It's a time when the sun and moon are a hard astrological angle to each other, and this can prompt a small crisis. No matter when you pull this card, you need to see any dramas as a stepping stone to where you want to be. It can also be a time when you need to stay strong through a storm. Your advice from Isis. Stay true and be in your power. You are a sovereign divine being with spiritual authority and freedom within. You do not need permission from anyone to be who you are and live your life as you so choose. This is your divine birthright. Guard it as the precious treasure that it is, and remember that you are a divine being, free to be you. There you go. Stay tuned. There's more. I plan on doing more of these later on, okay? All right. Bye.